the same stats. You probably dropped like 4 balls, 3 wide open touchdowns.
Yeah.
Now that's a humbling experience. That's gonna bring you back down to right here in the middle. It's gonna or it might bring you down to the low.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Leaders Talk Podcast, where we talk to leaders in every industry to see how they got to where they are today. And today, I have the pleasure of interviewing Marcus Rosemy. Marcus Rosemy is currently the wide receiver at Georgia and is an alumni of STA. But, like we know, more importantly, we're going to find out what type of leader that you are. Mm-hmm. So, we're going to start off with the most important question.
What's up?
Coke or Pepsi?
I don't drink soda.
Everybody says that. I've yet to get one answer of either or.
I don't drink soda. No.
All right, so then the follow-up is candy or chocolate?
Chocolate, for sure.
What's your favorite chocolate?
M&M's.
Go-to artist in a workout?
Kodak.
Kodak? All right. So now that we got the most important things out the way, we got to know a little bit more about you. We're going to get on this timeline, right, of your early childhood, your high school years, and now where you are in the future, where you want to be. And to see a little bit about how you got to where you are. So in your early years, what did your parents really leave with you? What did they teach you?
So growing up, it was really about, I was really had a lot of responsibilities growing up. I was the oldest of the house, so I had a lot of young siblings. So I was just really like taking care of my siblings. So I wasn't really into sports or nothing like that. It wasn't until I was about 10 or 11 when I started having interest in football. 10 or 11?
Yeah. So it's a little bit of a late bloomer. You weren't like...
Yeah, I wanted no Pee-wee, started playing football at Pee-wee.
Yeah.
I started playing football when I was 11 years old. My first year playing football.
Yeah. So
before that, it wasn't no sports. I wasn't going out. I wasn't doing none of that. I was just in the house taking care of my little brothers and my little siblings.
What do you think, what were some of the qualities that you gained from your parents?
I'd say discipline, respect, loyalty, I think those 3 bases is like my 3 principles of life that I live by today.
So you live by those 3. Yeah. You carried it on.
Mm-hmm.
So actually a good transition, talking a little bit. You were kind of a late bloomer in terms of football. You, like you say, you started at 10 and 11. Mm-hmm. Normally, like people start like at 5 or they start automatically, right? Do you think that gave you some sort of an advantage? Because you're more hungry and you wanted it more than others?
I don't think it gave me an advantage. I would say the only thing it really gave me was my body wasn't as beat up. So I guess it won't be as beat up as you probably would be because they started playing so young. Yeah. So I don't feel like I had an advantage to say. To be honest, I really feel like I wish I played earlier. To be honest, I wish I started playing football earlier. Yeah. So I don't know. I just feel like I just feel like I would be better if I did.
Yeah. So now, going a little bit to your middle school, your high school era. Mm-hmm. What type of person were you? If I was like your best friend in middle school, who would Marcus Rosemy be?
I was a class clown, bro. I was a goofy class clown. I was the guy that made everybody laugh. It just only like good vibes only with me. So that was my type of vibe. I mean, that's my vibe. That's how I've been my whole life. High school, middle school, elementary school, no matter. I've always been a class clown. To this day, college, I'm still a class clown. Ain't nothing changed. So
you stayed the same. You stayed true to yourself.
I stayed true to myself. You always gotta stay rooted in your to your root, where you come from. You gotta remember where you come from, and what you've been through. You can never let sight of that.
Yeah, actually, go a little bit deeper into that. What does it mean to be rooted to yourself? Because I ask this because a lot of times, athletes, they go big, or whoever, you're a big CEO, you start your own business, and you go big, and you kind of forget where you all started from. So what does it mean to you?
To me, it basically means, remembering where you came from. Remember that, you may have made it now, but at one point you wasn't at that point in life that you were before. You wasn't up, you was down in life. So when you finally make it to that point and you up in life, you can't forget about the people that was there in the past, that was, you feel me, helping you when you needed help the most, or that was you feel me, just taking care of you, just looking out for you. All the little things that people don't see behind closed doors. They just see the fruits of your labor on the football field. Yeah. So everything that behind closed doors, or whatever you've been through behind closed doors, that's why I say stay rooted from where you at. So
like who was there during those times?
Who was there during those times? Don't forget about it. Don't forget about those people. Don't forget about those people. Don't forget about those times, those hard times that you had to go through to get to where you was at.
Yeah. Now, kind of transitioning into high school. Mm-hmm. When you came into high school, I'm guessing you weren't the Marcus Rosemy yet. when you came into high school? You had to kind of work your way up.
Yeah, of course, everywhere. That's everywhere you go. Little league, I guess, top dog in Little League. Yeah. Then after Little League, it was high school. You got to move up to high school. So, you start from the bottom again. So with that, it's all about coming in, putting in the work, and showing your teammates and the coaches that you're here to work, you're here to play, and you're ready to play. So that's what that's basically what I was trying to do. When I came to St. Thomas, St. Thomas have a freshman varsity and a JV team. So I told myself straight, I'm not gonna be on the freshman team. But I'm at least make JV. So that was my goal, to make JV, and I made my goal. So when I did that, it was just, all right. Now I got that goal up here at SCA. I'm on JV. Now the next goal is, what can I do for next year, my sophomore year? What can I do to get on varsity? Yeah. Right. So it's all about exactly what it's all about. Just putting in the work. It's not easy. It's not easy.
I think we're gonna go a little bit more in depth in that, because that's the interesting part of. I think that you could be felt in any industry. You don't have to be an athlete, but the work always comes before. Always comes before. And it's work that nobody, you can never explain it to me. Like, only you went through that, and I'll never be able to. But we can relate, and then, like, everything. To be great at anything, you have to put in an ungodly amount of work.
No, you're right. But it's not only like working out, like teamwork. Yeah. It's like working out by yourself. Yeah. Behind closed doors, you at the house, you getting up in the morning, go run, or getting up in the morning, go do workouts, go do little drills in the field, like stuff like that. Like, you put in there work when nobody else is looking. Yeah. You feel me?
Yeah. And talking a little bit how you said that there was ups and downs in life, and the downs and the people that are there with you in the downs, like remembering that. Mm-hmm. But alongside that, there's always a saying that comes into my head that is never to get too high on the highs and never to get too lows on the low. Like you said, always be grounded. Exactly.
They're right there in the middle.
What does that mean to you, to not get too high on the highs?
That means, like, so for instance, say, I just had a great game, 3 touchdowns, 250 yards receiving. That's a high right there. So it's real easy for me to say, okay, I just had 250 yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay, I don't need to go to practice no more. Coach, I'm done. Coach, y'all could do that. Y'all could go lift. I'm good. I just had 250, 3 touchdowns. Coach, I don't need to do it. I'm good. I made it. Right? That's living on the high. When you living on the high, when you're doing that, that's showing, like, where your mindset at, and that just shows what your character is. When you living at the high like that, that's you're not humble. Yeah. You're overhead of yourself right now. Yeah. So that's what I mean by, like, living in the high. That's an example of living in the high. Like, yeah, coach, I done did this. I done did that. Hold on, there was one person I was watching, Giron, I think it was, and he had an interview, and he was like, when you living on the high, that's prideful. Look at what I did. I did this. I did that. I could do this. I could do that. Right? But when you living in the low, that's, dang, I could have did this better. Or what can I do to do this better? Or it's when you live in the low, you're trying to find a way to improve. Right? It's always an improvement. But when you live in the high, I don't need to improve already. I already done made it. I don't need to get better. I already arrived.
So it's kind of a mix of that sense of not being complacent and being, that you could self-recognize when you're like, okay, I may have done good, but I'm not better. Someone's outworking me, and always like getting.
So that's why we need knocks of reality to hit you and be like, okay, I might be living up. Now I need to come back down here. I need to stay right here. Yeah. Because I was just up here, my head was high. I thought I was a man, and then probably next game I probably have.
Yeah, you're not the same, like, at the same stats.
I'm not the same stats. You probably dropped like 4 balls. Yeah. 3 wide open touchdowns. Yeah. Now that's a humbling experience. That's gonna bring you back down to right here in the middle. It's gonna might bring you down to the low.
Yeah. So kind of bringing yourself down before lifespans. Mm-hmm. All right. So now going back a little bit to high school, in the macro, not only football, but what were some of the challenges some of the adversities that you faced in high school as an athlete, becoming the Marcus Rosemy, and how did you overcome it?
That's a good question. Cause now I gotta think about.
No, you really gotta think about it. You're like,
now I really gotta think about the challenges I had. I ain't gonna lie. I think one challenge I had with me was growing up. had to grow up fast.
Growing up.
Yeah, means like coming out to practice and having like. So what I mean by growing up. So when I used to go out to practice, I used to have a mindset like, okay, I'm going out to practice, I'm about to have fun. You know, this is not about a lot of gag. But like when you grow up as a football mentality, grow up, you gotta like every day you go to practice, it's a business mindset. Like you
This is
go
your
in there,
profession.
you feel me? It's a job, and you gotta have a mindset like you gotta have a mindset like you already in the league. So that's what I did. So when I was in high school or college, like to this day, I'll be like, okay, I'll put my mind in the mindset like I'm already in the league, I'm already in the NFL. So if I go in that football field and if I don't catch the ball every time the ball thrown to me, or I'm not making the right block, or I'm not reading the right read, or I'm not doing everything that's right, then these folks about to cut me. Because in the league, that's what they do.
That's what they do.
You're not making your plays, you messing up the plays, you cut. But thank God in high school and college they're not cutting you because you know. But that's how that's how you gotta go about your job. Because when you get to the league, you can't go out there just ladder game. You gotta be on your business every single day. It is a business up there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like carrying yourself with that attitude.
You gotta carry yourself like a professional.
Like a professional.
Right.
I think that's the big bold. Right. Carry yourself like a professional in anything you do.
Exactly.
Not only athletics, but everything. And treat yourself like every door you walk in.
Exactly.
Like that. So now, actually, to spice it up a little, what was one of your favorite moments in high school? It could be off the field, but
nah, bro. Senior year, bro. We won 15-0. The national champs, state champs. Yeah, that was the best moment.
Bro. That was the best moment.
Yeah, because my junior year, the year before that, my junior year, we went.
You guys didn't win the state that year,
no? We lost. We lost to Late Lane in the state. Yeah. So, I had a concussion that game too.
In the state game.
In the fourth quarter, I caught a concussion. So, and we ended up losing. So the next year, I had a chip on my shoulder. I wanted it that bad.
Yeah, and you got it.
No, we ain't played them again because they didn't make it. But we got that ring.
Yeah, that's what matters. That's what I'm saying. You got the ring.
You got the ring.
All right. So now transitioning to. In high school, you were at the end of your high school. It's safe to say that you were like the top dog of your position. You're up there, pretty much. Yeah. And I'm saying this because you kind of went to being the top dog in high school, and now you're transitioning into you're still the top dog, but of a bigger pond, a lot more athletes. You feel me? And it could be, and I want you to think about this not only as like being athletics, but everything, like in business. Let's say somebody just graduated from Harvard, now they get into the real world. Now you in a Fortune 500 companies. There's 500 companies of everybody that just went to Harvard. So it's like, you feel me? The playing field. Sorry, the playing field is balanced now. But how ultimately did you think you were gonna stand out amongst that?
To be honest, I knew I was gonna come in. I was gonna do the same thing I did when I got to high school. I had so much confidence in myself that I was gonna go in UGA and I was gonna put my head down. Exactly what I did here. I was gonna put my head down. And I was going to work my ass off and show these coaches and these players that, okay, I might be a freshman or whatever. Y'all might be juniors and seniors. Y'all getting ready to go to the NFL. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about who you are or what you are. I'm coming to take somebody's spot and I'm coming to play. And it was straight like that. It was cutthroat business. I'm coming in here and I'm going to get what I'm came here to get. So I had to put my head down. I did exactly that. I started working. And sure enough, first game, Arkansas game, my first NFL, my first college game, I'm starting. In the I ain't gonna lie.
So talk a little bit about the back doors, because obviously you didn't, like you said, you worked your ass off before it. So it wasn't just like you're like, nah, I'm gonna get in. I have that mindset, like I'm gonna start, and then you just started. Like you put in a lot of work. So talk a little bit about. It's how hard were you working?
I mean, we have team runs. It's nothing like when you get to college, bro. You gonna see the type of work that you did in high school and the type of work you do in college. It don't compare. Like it's up here, and like it challenged you mentally to the point where you got to question whether or not you still want to play the game.
that much.
Yeah, it's tough, especially at Georgia. It's tough. It's not easy.
So what gets you through those point break moments?
Your why. What's your reason? What's the reason to why you want to get to where you want to get? And my why is my family. Thought about my family members, my mom, my little brother, my little siblings. Like, okay, I gotta do it for them.
Yeah.
Even though it shit hurt, but I gotta do it for I gotta do it for my people that are they are dependent on me to do this for them.
It's bigger than you.
It's bigger than me. It's not about me. It's about them.
Yeah.
So that's what really pushed me through a lot of those hard times, especially in the days in practice. I remember my first fall camp at UGA. So the way we do fall camp is it's 14 days, right, of straight football. There's nothing else but football.
14 days.
14 days. Straight 14 or 20, between 14 and 21 days. And we're locked in the hotel. We can't go back home. We're not going back to our dorm rooms. We're not going out. We're not going to see people. It's football, back to the room. Football, back to the room. Meetings, football, back to the room. And that's for 14 days. And we waking up for 6 o'clock. You got to get up at 6 o'clock. And your day, you're not getting back to the hotel till 10 p.m. at night.
Damn.
So it's
intense.
It is a long, intense.
And really, like, you go back to your why sometimes, like, really.
Of course. Even now that I done been through the system, I'm going on my 4th year, I still go back to my why. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this because of them. That's why I'm doing it for. I'm doing it because of them.
So now transitioning, actually, no. Like, continue with that. You had recently a little injury or a big injury.
Yeah.
And I want to speak about that only because it was like that cliche of the minor setback, major comeback. But it really, I think you could really feel to that. But ultimately, what can you elaborate about that situation, and how did it change you, the way you thought, the way you worked?
Yeah, when that happened, I broke my ankle freshman year, and this is one thing. Like, we just talked about being on the high. We're not talking about being on the high. This is
the freshman year. You were balling.
This is my 3rd game starting. It's against Florida Georgia game, one of the biggest rivalries in college football. And I scored on the.
You had a TD on that play, no?
It was 3rd down, 3rd and 7. We up by 7, first quarter. Had a little end on the right side. Had a little end. I seen the zone. I seen the coverage they was in. They was in the zone coverage. The wheel back was dropping to the flat. So I knew, okay, the wheel he's dropping to the flat. I got the end. I'm gonna come right behind them. I'm gonna be wide open right behind them. Sure enough, I'm wide open right behind them, like I thought I was gonna be. You're going to the end zone. I see the end zone right there. When I tell you that type of high, like, that's your first college, like, collegiate touchdown. Like, you feel me? Like,
the crowd is different. The feeling's different.
It's different. But once I crossed that plane and I looked down, it's like that high went gone just like that. It was gone. I'm low. Like, I was just happy. Oh my God, this guy.
And it hit you like in the moment.
It hit me immediately. Immediately, it hit me. I'm running. Out in my head, I'm running. Okay, I'm about to score. But as soon as I got hit and I laid down, and I looked at my ankle. That bad boy looking, facing that way. Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Just pointing the other direction. I was like, I just broke my ankle. No way. I just broke my ankle on my first touchdown. That is a sucky.
But what do you think?
That's a sucky feeling, bro.
But what did you really feel? Like, did you feel like, damn, like, all that hard work and God, you got me here?
No, I felt.
What did you feel?
To be honest, I felt disappointed. Like,
I could feel I could feel that disappointment because it's like you work so hard, like, you get to that point, and then it just like
to that point and
you can't even control it. That's something that is uncontrollable. It just happens.
There's nothing I control about that. So I was like, wow, I can't believe I just happened. Like, disappoint. That's really what I felt, to be honest. So going through that whole process, the doctor told me I'm supposed to be out for about a year. I came back, I think, about 8 months, but that whole process of coming back, that recovery process, oh my Lord, that was probably that right there. I think out of the hardest times in my life of playing football, the hardest time I went through, that was probably the hardest time, because for some reason, when I was imagine not being able to run or lift or do anything for 8 months, and then once you get cleared, you're going right back into the team runs. That's like really, like, that's making you, like, it's really tough.
Yeah.
So I was going through it. It was bad. I mean, every day we would run. It wouldn't even be no hard run. It would be like little 20-yard sprints. We had 6 20-yard sprints. I'm throwing up. we have team run. I'm throwing up every day for 2 months straight.
Yeah.
Every single day for 2 months straight. Every time we ran, every time we did anything, I was out there about to die. I really felt like my freshman year I was gonna quit football. Like after that injury, that whole coming back process, I really thought like I was gonna quit football. I didn't think I was gonna be able to do it.
It's a hard moment. You don't see that on the gram. You don't see that on ESPN. You don't see that. That's like something you really want to do.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like that's a work that we go through that people don't see. They just see the fruits of your labor on the football field.
Yeah.
But nobody.
But it's all the planting, putting the seeds in the ground, they don't see the watering it, the discipline.
Right.
That's wise.
Right, but that was probably the hardest. That was for sure.
Yeah.
That hurt it.
Yeah, no, I can feel it, bro. Imagine like you're working so hard, or it's like even whatever it is, you work so hard to get to a place, and then when you get there and you're there, you're like you just crossed that finish line, when it's like,
damn, setback. Now you gotta restart.
Now it's like the whole process. But do you think that kind of toughened you up a little bit? It turned up a different gear in you?
Yeah, it definitely made me mentally strong. I definitely got mentally stronger from that. It made me learn to keep pushing through no matter how the situation looked. Keep pushing through because you will be okay.
Yeah. What's some of the what do you think so far the biggest lesson that you've learned from college, bigger than football, in terms of something that you're going to carry on the rest of your life?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. Bigger than football, lesson I learned bigger than football. To be honest, I really say like time management, responsibility is probably the two biggest things that I learned. Cause like
that college life ain't easy.
College life, college life, yeah, it's fun though.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna talk about a little bit about that fun because we don't usually get to see that fun side.
Yeah, college is fun, but you gotta be able to manage your time well. I feel like that's one aspect that people take for granted, because in college, especially athletes, we don't have a lot of time. Like time is very limited. We don't got a lot of time. Like to free time, or it's always we got class in the morning. After class, we got ranking, study hall sessions. Then we got meetings at 12 for 3-4 hours. Then we got practice for another 2 hours. Then after practice, we got ranking again, study hall night sessions. Then after that, you're done by 10. By that time, you go home, you go in the shower.
So where's the fun part? Where's the time for the fun part?
The fun part is on the weekend.
Oh, okay, on the weekend. Okay.
This is during the week.
So during business hours, it's business.
It's business.
But a little bit after, you enjoy yourself a little bit.
So you got to be able to manage your time, to be on time to everything. That's one thing I pride myself on, being on time to everything, because that makes you seem like it give off of like you are responsible. You on top of your stuff.
Like more independent.
Yeah, you feel me? Like you on top of your stuff. You know what's going on. You're always on time. You just making sure everything is straight. You're cordial, everything.
Yeah. Two questions. I'll follow up after this one, but to that person, that athlete right now, not even the athlete, or it could be the athlete or that business owner that's just starting their business the first year, person that just got their job, working their way up. What's your advice to that person that's a little bit behind the curve? A little bit behind the curve, but has that hunger, wants to get to that place. They have that vision, kind of like you were a freshman. You have the vision of like where you want to be in college, and you can feel it so much, but it ain't there yet. But you're like,
oh, just keep chopping wood. You got the vision. You see the vision. You know where you want to go. So first, I'll say the first thing you got to find out what you got to do to get there. And once you find out whatever you got to do to get there, stay consistent at that. And keep chopping wood. And I'm telling you, it's not gonna be an easy process. It's not gonna be no quick process. It might take a little time, but eventually, if you keep going and you don't give up, and you just keep believing in yourself, you're gonna get there eventually.
And then, what did faith play a role in getting to where you are?
Faith always plays a role. You gotta have faith. That's number one.
Because there's a saying in the verse in the Bible that walk by faith and not by sight.
Mm-hmm.
But what does that mean to you?
To me, that means walk by his faith and not by what you see. Because you can't see him, but he's going to guide you. Then if you believe in him, he's going to guide you. And I feel like, I really believe that. If you believe in him, you put your trust in him, he's going to lead you to where you want to go. That's what I feel. That's why I think that's what that verse means to me.
Yeah. And then kind of to wrap it up, just a question where you're actually talking a little bit about your faith steps, right? Where do you see yourself 2 years from today? Because that's going to be that period where you're going to be like, God willing, you're going to be in that point where you're getting to the league and you're like, again, the process repeats.
Right. Yeah.
So where do you see yourself?
I definitely see myself in the league. I don't know where at, but wherever it's at, I'll see myself in the league, and I'll be on my rookie contract still. And I'll be back to square one again, trying to work and build my way up to.
And it's taking a little bit it's like a mixing part of what you said, taking a work ethic from college, doubling on that, taking where you're grounded from high school, putting it back into that, and then improving whatever else you lacked on and whatever else, and just becoming the best version of yourself ultimately.
Best version of myself I could possibly be. You know, that's what's gonna have to take. Whatever it's gonna have to take, I'm ready. I'm willing to do.
Yeah, that's real. So thank you guys so much for making it to the end. And if you guys did enjoy, I encourage you guys to come back. But anything else you want to leave off with?
Nope. Go Dogs.
Go Dogs. Go Dogs. See you guys on the next one. Thank you.